Big-time stakes as we approach the end of the season. Bowl positioning, playoff spots, all on the table, but only if you find a way to win. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see the number 24 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the LSU Tigers. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. Looks like he's going to bring it out. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Scanning the field, it's Freeman. Throws to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the first down. A huge pickup on the play before he goes out of bounds, but the question is, will it stand? There is a penalty marker on the field. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. They'll run it from the gun. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Finds his big tight end. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. David, that is a great security blanket for a quarterback to have a tight end to make those conversions.
Dang right. Find the big fella on 3rd and short. Dependable, clutch, nice hands, first down.
The Cornhuskers getting set on 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Freeman. Finds the tight end. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. It's amazing how fluid and potent an offense can seem when you get a great pickup on first down, and the tight end's a terrific place to go.
Tight ends nowadays are kind of like cheat codes. I mean, they just know so much about, right here, seeing zone, know when to sit it down, boom, positive yards, nice positive play for this offense.
And the Huskers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34. They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge third down coming up. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down. The Huskers will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Gets it out of there for the first time today, and didn't see much of him in that loss a week ago. Called on just once. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. They'll start this drive with a pass. Makes the catch. It's Callaway. Big play. Takes it into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
From the 47-yard line on 1st and 10. Out of the gun to give to the back. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge.
Up to 14. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. From the gun, the running back has it. Got the first down, looking for more. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. Just inside the 30 at the 29, it's 1st and 10. He leaves it with his back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, we know this offense obviously really struggled there last time out, and they knew coming into this one they would have to be better at running the football, and that just has not happened in this game. They're simply not physical enough offensively at this point.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's Freeman. Pocket breaking down. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Going the other way, he's got room. Past the 30. 10. Touchdown, LSU. The defense does the work itself with the pick 6.
And linebackers are so athletic nowadays in college football. They can play man on running backs and tight ends and all over the field. And how about the linebacker making the athletic interception and then showing you he could be a running back, taking it all the way back to the house for a touchdown.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He's forced out of bounds at his own 19-yard line. An excellent job of coverage on that one. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. On the move, he fires. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? To the air, it's Freeman. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. And the quarterback goes knocked down back at the 13.
And this is what the offense knows they cannot do. They can't allow sacks. In their last game, they were sacked 5 times. Obviously lost that football game. Early in this one, they're having issues again, keeping their quarterback standing up straight.
And he is knocked down immediately. Brave to try the return, though the coach might have preferred a fair catch. They'll get this drive started from their own 45-yard line. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Leaves it with the running back. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. Little touch pass to the receiver. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
And that's a gut punch, especially if you're the offensive coordinator, because that was sort of a foreign look, the pre-snap motion, a timing play, trying to get the receiver the football quickly. You're expecting to outflank the defense, but give the defense a ton of credit. They made the bigger play, and now they've set you up in a 4th down.
Looking to convert, LSU comes to the line on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to convert on 4th down, but couldn't do it. Defensive coordinator showing heat before the snap. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Starting to feel a little pressure. Quick shovel pass. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
It's a really nice job by the defense staying disciplined there. The quarterback's trying to get it out on the right side. As soon as he makes the catch, though, down he goes. Really good job with the tackle.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the 1st half, but there's been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter in space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game. Right now, running it, though, very difficult.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Freeman. He's got him. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
The give to the tailback. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge 3rd down coming up. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete on the right side. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20.
Awesome job there on 3rd down by the QB, working through his progressions. He wanted to go downfield, but the defense took everything away. So his eyes come down, he finds the drag route underneath, makes a good throw, and his guy does the rest to pick up the 1st.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up in the 28.
Well, that's a phenomenal individual effort getting that sack. What a dominant play. And I'll tell you, playing here at Death Valley, a play like that now is going to get this crowd hyped up. And that's something as an opposing quarterback you do not want. Take it from me. I know it from experience. I remember my true freshman year playing at night here in Death Valley. That was the first time in my life I understood what the term hostile environment meant. This place is scary when the crowd gets involved, and that sack right there is going to light them up.
They'll try the run, and they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And they've converted their first 2 third down opportunities, but a 3rd and long is a different animal. It's a draw. He is denied. Cannot get to the first down marker, and it's 4th down coming. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Absolute shank. Missed it. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game.
Hey, sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. The give from the gun. Got a little space. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Man, this guy is so scary when he has the ball in his hands. He kind of reminds me, he's got a little bit of Leonard Fournette. He's got a little bit of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you know, just that shake and bake. And when they get in the second level, DBs just don't seem to know how to tackle this guy. You don't want to submarine. He might hurtle over you, but if you don't go in with conviction, and he's got the speed to get outside and take it the distance. This dude just makes your heart stop every time he has the ball.
They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. The Tigers can really attack on this 2nd and short. From the gun, the give, looking for room. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
They needed only 1 yard. Good job by the offensive line, getting just enough push to keep this drive alive.
And the Tigers will snap it on 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Here's a heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
So now it's 2nd and long. Now the play fake. Quickly to the tight end. They'll say he goes out of bounds, mark it at the 46. You know, we joke that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them coming.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they sell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, and they get good matchups. And man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the 2nd level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
He gets across the 20 and finally out of bounds at the 19. They're in the red zone.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
And the throw out to the sideline, good for just a few yards.
And these running backs are used to being split out in high school as a wide receiver, playing 7-on-7 as middle school and high school. You could tell how comfortable he was being a wide receiver near the sidelines. Didn't get nervous at all.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. He breaks a tackle. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. They want to run this quarterback. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And now the lead is even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. He'll be out of bounds short of the 25 at the 22-yard line. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Looking to throw, it's Freeman. He's going to take off. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. The Cornhuskers racing to the line in the hurry-up. They'll go to the ground. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Huskers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll leave it with him. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. He'll pull it down and run. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Jump the gun just a bit, and we've got a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The officials move it 5 yards back, and it's 1st and 15 for this offense. Takes a snap, wants to throw. Strong pass rush, gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Freeman. Going over the top. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
You just feel like the sense of urgency is going up for this offense. Now, they haven't had that many possessions so far in the game, and because they've got no points now, it feels like the quarterback's starting to press. He's trying to make it happen on his own, taking a shot down the field. Another incompletion for this offense. They can't get anything going.
Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. If they could somehow find their way into the end zone, a two-possession lead might feel insurmountable. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call the...
Turning it on! Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Looking downfield on first down. The quick out. No chance to run, but still a good gain.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
The Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. From the gun, running back on the move. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. The Tigers have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. And he runs into a wall. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage.
You just need more from your offensive line. 2nd and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up 3rd down, and this offensive line is going to have to play a lot better here.
And the Tigers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Makes the grab. It's Callaway. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Well, they were counting on winning the one-on-one battle. They got the completion, but the yardage didn't work out.
Yeah, and a lot of times, man, that's what I do on short yardage situation. 3rd and short, make my guy fall forward for a couple yards, try to get the first down, but it was a good tackle, and the receiver got absolutely nowhere after the catch.
The play-action fake. Unloaded just as he throws. It's incomplete, and they stop him on 4th down.
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down. They were ready for the pass, and you saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play, and now their offense is coming on the field.
Keep it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Right on the money. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. So, Jesse, they're able to connect on the crossing route against the zone. You run that pattern against that coverage. What do you have to keep in mind?
Well, the receiver needs to know where the soft spot is in the defense so he can gear himself down. And the quarterback, Reese, has to play with great timing. Because if he's too early or too late on the throw, that might get picked.
And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Give to the running back. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
I just think such a big part of this offense is being physical and establishing the run game. They haven't had a lot of success offensively early in this one, and that's why right there, they're not able to get this guy going yet. That's got to change as this game goes on.
The Huskers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to throw, it's Freeman. He's got his man, makes the grab. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
Looking to throw on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly. And that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated.
Breaks into the open. Breaks the tackle. He'll be knocked out of bounds at the 29.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Third and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds his target down the middle. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Looking downfield, it's Freeman. Bringing the heat. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Starts with a second down play. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
Man, there are defensive players out there that can just take games over, and that's what's happening with this guy right now. He is not cooperating with the offensive game plan. A sack on 2 consecutive plays, and now on third down, you know he's pinning his ears back again.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. He's looking downfield to throw. Buys a little extra time. He'll try to do it himself. He stopped short, and it's fourth down.
And now
nowadays, you're not always going to get these quarterbacks on the ground because they're so athletic. But nice job getting the sack, let them out of the pocket there, but now forcing the fourth down, and it's decision time for this offense.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires to the wideout. It's picked off, and that's number 10. Return takes it inside the 30, down to the 28 as the defense has him setting up shop from there.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. That's caught. It's Crowell. At the 45 on his way. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at him. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Runs through a tackle. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
Wow, 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, LSU.
It's first down from the 11. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Driving his way all the way down to the 3-yard line.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide on these situations. You know the physical ground game comes into play inside the 5-yard line, and they match the intensity. Nice job. Everybody flying around to the football, making the tackle for a loss. Nice job by this defense.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Got his man out of the backfield. And the catch it right into the end zone. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
And I think that pass play was simply designed just to get him the football in space and let him do the rest. Obviously, they're not throwing that into the end zone, but they feel like they've got guys, especially at the running back position, that if you just give them an opportunity, they can make people miss and score like he did right there.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Dynamic on kick returns, and that one puts his offense in business. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. The Cornhuskers want to move quickly.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverage and just keep the ball in front.
Oh, he's got some space. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds. And the Huskers, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Rush is on him. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. To the air, it's Freeman. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Trying play action. Completes it in the middle. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. D showing blitz, they might be bluffing. On 4th down, going to the air. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They've played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
Gets it out to the 20. That's not enough for the 1st down. 4th down coming. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. They'll start this drive from the 42. Back to throw, it's Freeman. Punts it out of the air. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game, but the drive off to a good start. You get the 1st down, you get out of bounds, you're working the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Finds his tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Bully ball on 3rd and short. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. Looking to throw on 1st down. Moving away from pressure. Under heat, and he gets rid of it.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Swings it out to the flat. They could have used a little bit more there. Pick up a 3. It's 3rd and 7. The Huskers want to pick up the tempo. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. He's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The defense is backed up as the offense is in the red zone. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
After this, it'll be a wrap. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Hit as he throws. And the pass goes incomplete, looking to make things look a little tighter on the scoreboard, but that's going to do it. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it. I love it. I love the excitement, the adrenaline, the emotion, and they earned a big dub today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.